The Bachelor's Madison Prewett made her reality TV debut on Peter Weber's season of the hit dating show, and she immediately stood out from the rest as a frontrunner for Peter's heart. But there's more to the former pageant girl than what's been shown on TV. Here are some things you may not know about Madison from The Bachelor. While her run on Peter's season might technically have served as her primetime television debut, The Bachelor wasn't the first nationally televised show on which Madison appeared. According to AL.com, Madison's actual television debut happened when she took home a significant chunk of change on the long-running daytime game show The Price is Right. The episode, which aired in April 2018, featured an incredibly excited Madison winning $8,000 in a game of Put It in the Bag. Madison told the publication that she and her mom bought tickets for the show on a whim, but ended up arriving at the Price is Right set later than their scheduled time. However, the two women were allowed to attend a later taping, a turn of events Madison is convinced was fate. She explained, "We just had this weird feeling that something was going to happen, that one of us was going to get called up. Apparently, this girl has some killer instincts." While Madison was a frontrunner from the first episode of the season, a mysterious Instagram comment caused some fans to believe she had created an Instagram fan account for herself in order to seem like even more of a fan favorite. The social media saga began in January 2020 when fans noticed Madison had left a comment under a photo she'd posted from her first date with Peter, writing, "Beautiful date, Maddie. You are so genuine and real." According to Cosmopolitan, fans immediately began to speculate that the contestant had mistakenly failed to log into her rumored fan account to leave the comment. Later, a friend of Madison's responded to the comment, writing, "Oops, thought I wrote that comment about being real and genuine from my account, but was logged into Maddie's from when she got back from filming." Moments later, Madison replied with a laugh, adding, "You're good, it happens. I love you." However, according to a fan account, it was Madison's sister who left the genuine and real comment. Unfortunately, it seems as though fans may never uncover the genuine and real truth of the matter. On the very first episode of the season, viewers were treated to glimpses inside the lives of some of the women competing for the pilot's heart. One of those women was Madison, who immediately made it clear she was ready to shoot her shot. Literally. Madison's Bachelor intro video featured the contestant showing off her tremendous basketball skills on the court, shooting and scoring hoops alongside her father, Auburn University's director of basketball operations. She also took the opportunity to show off her basketball championship rings, revealing that she and her high school basketball team won not just one, but 4 state championships. According to AL.com, Madison was even a 3-time All-State honoree for her performance on the court. While Madison's prime playing days may be behind her now, she proved yet again on her hometown date with Peter that she's got mad skills on the court. According to Madison's official ABC bio, her big dream in life is to travel the world and spread love through missionary work. And while this particular dream didn't come up in conversation with Peter on the show, Madison has apparently long dreamed of helping others through faith-based missionary work. According to Cosmopolitan, Madison went to seminary school at Highlands College, which bills itself as a biblical higher education institution that exists to supply the church with leaders to fulfill the Great Commission. In a since-deleted YouTube video transcribed by the magazine, Madison opened up about her experience at Highlands and plans for the future, saying, "About 3 months ago, the Lord just spoke to me, and I had this revelation and realized in that moment what my God-given purpose was, and that's ministry. In any way, shape, or form, I know that ministry is what the Lord has called me to do." According to her official ABC bio, Madison currently works as a foster parent recruiter, but she doesn't plan on doing that forever. Instead, she intends to open an orphanage in the future. In a since-removed video on her YouTube channel, the contestant even featured a montage chronicling her missionary work with Ugandan children. Clearly, Madison is one to turn her thoughts into actions. As any Bachelor fan knows, Peter's season was fraught with drama from the very beginning. From the admittedly laughable Champagne Gate fight between contestants Kelsey and Hannah Ann, to the rivalry between contestants Sydney and Alea, the women competing for Peter's heart simply couldn't seem to get along. However, Madison is one contestant who somehow managed to stay out of the house drama and remain well-liked among the other women. While it's impossible to know for sure, there's a good chance Madison's experience growing up with 2 sisters equipped her with the skills necessary to live in close quarters with her fellow Bachelor contestants and remain cool, calm, and collected. According to Madison's father's staff directory bio on the Auburn Tigers website, the Alabama native has 2 sisters, Mallory and Mary. And according to Madison's Instagram, her siblings are 2 of the most significant and special people in her life, as well as her favorite people to pose with for pictures.
While The Bachelor has certainly seen the likes of some great guys, it's also given a platform to more than a few ill-intentioned fellows. Here's a look at 3 of the best and 3 of the worst bachelors in the show's history. Not long after his season's premiere in January 2014, Juan Pablo Galaviz came under fire for homophobic comments he made in an interview with the TV page. When asked if he'd like to see an openly gay or bisexual bachelor, Galaviz responded, "I don't think it is a good example for kids to watch that on TV." In response to the backlash, Galaviz said the comments were taken out of context. Only a few weeks later, Galaviz found himself in the hot seat again after a Bachelor episode aired which featured Juan Pablo and contestant Claire Crawley seemingly hooking up in the ocean, only for Galaviz to later insinuate that Crawley had been the sole initiator of the encounter and it had been awkward for him, even though the interaction was more than mutual.
That's kind of a little weird for me, you know?
Going in the ocean?
No. The whole situation.
As if the homophobic comments and gaslighting weren't enough, Galaviz's constant, condescending use of the phrase, "it's okay," frustrated both viewers and contestants alike.
Everything's always, "it's okay," and I want to die if I have to hear "it's okay" again. Like, I can't handle it.
Known for his charming demeanor similar to Sean Lowe's, Ben Higgins famously confessed as a contestant on Caitlin Bristow's season of The Bachelorette that he was falling in love with her, before revealing that his worst fear was the idea that he could not be loved back, or was possibly unlovable. While Bristow ultimately sent him packing just shy of the finale, Higgins quickly learned that he was anything but unlovable during his run as The Bachelor, falling for contestant Lauren Bushnell, and later proposing to her. However, Higgins' season wasn't without controversy. The Bachelor professed his love to both Bushnell and JoJo Fletcher, which definitely didn't sit well with his future fiancé.
Ben, I love you.
I love you too.
JoJo, I love you too.
What?
Regardless, it was refreshing to see a Bachelor lead so willing to be honest and open about his feelings, as well as genuinely interested in the feelings of the women competing for his affection. Unfortunately, Higgins and Bushnell called off their engagement in May 2017.
So you're saying the wedding is off?
Yeah, I am.
But don't worry, the former Bachelor has stayed a franchise favorite, even living up to his good guy reputation by co-founding the charitable coffee company Generous Coffee. Fans of The Bachelor saw Ari Lyondike Jr. fall in love with 2 women on the 22nd season of the show, Becca Kufrin and Lauren Burnham. While clearly conflicted, Lyondike Jr. ultimately proposed to Kufrin in the season finale.
And I choose you today, but I choose you every day from here on out. I love you so much.
I love you.
Yeah, that didn't last long. After the season finale, ABC aired raw, split-screen footage of Lyondike Jr. breaking up with a confused and understandably angry Kufrin, right before flying to Burnham's hometown to confess his love and ask her to take him back, which she happily did. Audiences were outraged that Lyondike Jr. ambushed Kufrin with the surprise split in front of an entire camera crew and only grew more upset with The Bachelor when it was revealed that he had spoken with Burnham prior to calling things off with Kufrin, presumably to obtain reassurance that she'd give him a second chance.
I texted her on New Year's Eve.
While you were with Becca?
I asked Becca's permission for that.
To make matters worse, Lyondike Jr. proposed to Burnham on the After the Final Rose special, moments after talking to Kufrin for the first time since breaking her heart on national television. Looks like Juan Pablo has been stripped of his worst Bachelor ever title.
Wow.
So, I mean, he's not only taken your crown, he's
He smashed me. He smashed me. Wow.
Nick Viall isn't exactly a villain. He's just a guy who really overstayed his welcome on our televisions. Viall was first introduced to Bachelor Nation when he appeared as a contestant on Andy Dorfman's season of The Bachelorette, confessing his love for Dorfman but leaving the show heartbroken when she chose to accept a proposal from Josh Murray. Not long after having his heart broken by Dorfman, Viall made a surprise appearance on Caitlin Bristow's season of The Bachelorette and asked her permission to join the group of men competing for her heart. She accepted, and Viall nearly proposed before Bristow dumped him and got engaged to Sean Booth.
Can I just say thank you for not picking me?
Yes, you can. You're welcome, and thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Viall apparently never one to quit, then tried his luck on Bachelor in Paradise, sparking a romance with Jen Saviano before breaking up with her in the finale. ABC took things a step further when they decided to cast Viall as Bachelor for the 21st season, which ended with his proposal to Vanessa Grimaldi. However, Viall didn't seem as enthusiastic about any of the women on this season as he did with Dorfman and Bristow, Grimaldi included. The couple unsurprisingly split months after their engagement, and Viall has joked that it would take a gun for him to ever be Bachelor again.
Bachelor Nation doesn't have a great track record when it comes to long-lasting love, but they sure do create some memorable moments. Here's a look at what some of your favorite Bachelor couples are up to, whether they're planning their wedding, welcoming a new baby, or licking their breakup wounds. Jason Mesnick completely changed the Bachelor game for good when he broke up with his final pick, Melissa, on national television, only to declare his love for Molly, the woman he'd rejected during his season's finale episode. Surprisingly, Molly accepted his apology and the two rekindled their relationship immediately, which garnered Jason some serious backlash. According to the Chicago Tribune, host Chris Harrison even called the single dad the most hated man in America during the whole ordeal. Luckily, the drama wasn't all for nothing. Jason and Molly got married on February 27, 2010 in a rain-soaked ceremony that was later televised on ABC, the place where it all began. While they still sometimes make on-screen appearances for the Bachelor franchise, the Mesnicks live pretty normal lives away from the cameras with their two children. And while recent Bachelor alums have taken to the Instagram influencer lifestyle, these two opted to forge their own paths. Jason works as an associate real estate broker for Compass, and Molly is a radio personality for Seattle's 106.1 KISS FM. January 2019 marked 5 years of marriage for Sean and Catherine Lowe, who met during Lowe's run as Bachelor for the show's 17th season. 5 years of marriage is quite a feat, especially for Bachelor Nation lovebirds. The couple credits their marriage's success to distancing themselves from the franchise.
You know, we don't do a lot of the Bachelor reunions. That's just not us.
Fellow Bachelor couples should certainly take a leaf from the Lowe's book, as the two obviously know what they're doing. The happily married couple welcomed their first child, Samuel, in July 2016, and their second son, Isaiah, was born in May 2018. In June 2019, they announced that a third child was on the way. In addition to being a father, Lowe launched a new dating app in August 2018 called Vouch. According to a press release, the app is designed to, quote, bring your friends, both single and taken, back into the dating process. Hey, if it's Lowe approved, it's worth a shot. Jason Mesnick's televised switcheroo paved the way for the shocking twist that came at the end of Ari's Bachelor season. Though the race car driver proposed to Becca during the season finale, the After the Final Rose special revealed Ari had since experienced a change of heart, which led to him ending his engagement to Becca and asking his runner-up Lauren for a second chance. Of course, every bit of the drama was broadcast across the nation, and Ari found himself the object of many fans' anger for the way he dumped the blindsided Becca with a camera crew in tow. While plenty of folks had doubts these two can make a relationship work, Ari and Lauren seemed to have proved all the haters wrong. The two exchanged vows at a January 2019 Hawaiian wedding, 2 months after announcing Lauren's pregnancy. On May 29, 2019, the couple welcomed their first child, and Lauren captioned a photo of the newborn. She is sweet, calm, and Ari and I could not be more in love with her. Becca was given a second chance at finding true love on reality television when ABC announced she'd be stepping into the leading lady role for the next season of The Bachelorette. Viewers witnessed her meet a bevy of eligible men during her season's premiere episode, and the Minnesota native eventually gifted the first impression rose to Garrett. While he immediately established himself as an obvious early frontrunner, Bachelor Nation was buzzing with controversy surrounding certain images the contestant had previously liked on Instagram, many of which fans felt were bigoted. According to E! News, Garrett issued an apology on Instagram, writing in part, "I did not mean any harm by any of it. My Instagram likes were not a true reflection of me and my morals." Becca's season ended with the Bachelorette happily accepting a proposal from Garrett, and the two are still going strong as of August 2019. However, don't expect a wedding anytime soon. Becca told People in May 2019, "No wedding plans, no dates. We're kind of just playing it by ear and taking it day by day. We literally just figured out where we want to live and moved in together." Rachel Lindsay, the franchise's first African-American bachelorette, accepted a proposal from Brian during The Bachelorette's 13th season finale. After a year of being engaged with no announcement of potential plans for a wedding, Rachel and Brian revealed to People that they were waiting for ABC to approach them about having a televised wedding, something they felt they owed to their fans. While the couple may have wanted to reward their loyal following with a televised wedding special, ABC had other plans. And unfortunately for these two, those plans didn't include a TV wedding. In a December 2018 People interview, Rachel said, "Now I'm like, oh my god, I have to plan this myself, and I've never been the girl who wanted to plan this huge major wedding." However, only a month later, Rachel revealed they'd settled on an undisclosed summer 2019 wedding date. And by May, the couple had chosen wedding bands and were counting down the days until the ceremony.
I'm just so excited to be with Brian, to marry Brian, and to make our relationship official.
Jared and Ashley met on season 2 of Bachelor in Paradise, kicking off a years-long will they, won't they relationship in which Jared repeatedly friend-zoned Ashley. When she eventually started a relationship with Kevin Wendt on the 2018 spin-off The Bachelor Winter Games, the former Bachelorette contestant finally realized the extent of his feelings, which he confessed to Aya Canetti during a January 2018 trip with his friends.
Ashley goes on a show, finds another guy, and now I'm gonna say something? What kind of is that?
When Ashley and Kevin split in March of that year, Jared was waiting on the sidelines, and the two publicly confirmed their relationship that May. Just 1 month later, they were engaged. Jared revealed in the couple's Story of Us video that he finally realized the woman he wanted had been right in front of his eyes.
He's written me other letters and filled my apartment with flowers.
As happy as they are together, it appears that Jared and Ashley can't get enough of the reality TV spotlight. The two lovebirds, who married in August 2019, are starring in a web-based reality show called What Now? About their post-Bachelor lives. During Colton's run as The Bachelor for the show's 23rd season, the pro footballer was left blindsided when frontrunner Cassie confessed she wasn't ready to be engaged and eliminated herself from the competition. This caused Underwood to have a full-on breakdown and jump over a closed fence to escape the cameras.
He just jumped the fence.
The tactic apparently worked well for the broken-hearted Bachelor. After his highly publicized fence jump, Underwood sent the two remaining contestants home and spent the remainder of his season focused on winning Randolph's heart. Engagement or not. The two ultimately decided to re-enter the real world as a couple and simply date each other like normal people. However, in April 2019, Underwood revealed to Entertainment Tonight that a proposal was definitely on the horizon.
I would say within this year is a good time frame.
Yeah?
As a contestant on Ari's season of The Bachelor, Kendall Long ended up as one of the season's final 3 contestants and left the show a total fan favorite. Fans were similarly taken with Grocery Store Joe when he first appeared on Becca's season of The Bachelorette. The charming grocery store owner from Chicago was so nervous upon meeting Becca for the first time that he could barely form a full sentence. And while viewers found his awkwardness endearing, he ultimately didn't make it past night 1. Luckily, Joe and Kendall were both cast for the 5th season of Bachelor in Paradise, immediately forming a connection. And despite a few relationship hiccups in Paradise, these two have been going strong since the show's end. The Chicago native and free-spirited gal even moved in together, with Kendall announcing in an April 2019 Instagram post, "Just signed the lease to our new place in West Hollywood and couldn't be more excited to start building a little life together with this cutie." JoJo's season of The Bachelorette ended with a proposal from Jordan, which JoJo happily accepted, only to have to address rumors of Jordan's bad behavior and alleged infidelity in a previous relationship, which had been plaguing the football player since the season's 2016 premiere. Luckily, JoJo and Jordan were able to weather the media frenzy and gossip mill together to become one of the longest-running Bachelor couples to date. In February 2019, the couple revealed on their web series, Engaged with JoJo and Jordan, that they were hoping for a spring wedding.
I don't want any red roses.
No.
So feminine.
We have plenty of those.
I got enough red roses.
As of August 2019, no specific wedding date has been announced, but Jordan did hint that he and JoJo would be exchanging vows sooner rather than later. In an April 2019 Instagram post from his brother's wedding, Jordan wrote, "Wedding day for these two, couldn't be happier to add a sister to the family. JoJo, we are up next." Nick Viall first competed as a contestant in 2014 on Andy's season of The Bachelorette, only to return in 2015 to try and win the heart of Bachelorette Caitlyn. After coming in as runner-up on both seasons, Nick tried his luck on the 3rd season of Bachelor in Paradise. And while he had a brief Paradise romance with contestant Jen, Nick ultimately left the show a single man. When he was announced in 2016 as the star of The Bachelor's 21st season, fans were hopeful this unlucky-in-love dude would finally find his person. And for a short time, he seemingly did. The Wisconsin native left the show engaged to teacher Vanessa, but 5 months after their proposal aired, the couple called it quits. These days, Nick keeps busy with his podcast, The Viall Files, and stars alongside other members of the Bachelor Nation family in the web series What Now? According to E! News, Vanessa has been dating boyfriend Josh Wolf since 2018, and also remains an active part of Bachelor Nation as co-host of the Help! I Suck at Dating podcast. Jade and Tanner met on the second season of Bachelor in Paradise, fell in love, and left the show an engaged couple. Despite their quick courtship and whirlwind romance, these two have managed to become one of the most successful pairings the Bachelor franchise has ever produced. The couple got married in February 2016, and in 2017, the newlyweds welcomed their first child together. In April 2018, Jade revealed to People that she and Tanner were, quote, low-key trying to have another baby. She told the publication, "We want our kids to be close in age so they're close siblings, and I'm not getting any younger." Less than a year later, the couple revealed via Instagram that they were expecting baby number 2, captioning the photo, "We've been dreaming of you for a while now, and you were already loved beyond imaginable." Along with making the move to California and welcoming their second child, in their bedroom closet by the way, the reality stars are documenting their post-Bachelor lives alongside fellow former Bachelor contestants in the web series What Now?
It goes without saying that the men and women on ABC's The Bachelor have their fair share of secrets, but they're not the only ones trying to hide something. The producers of the show have things to hide as well. Here are just some of the things that they don't want viewers to know. Every compelling story needs a hero, a villain, a damsel in distress, or whatever other characters are needed to make audiences keep coming back for more. Apparently, The Bachelor is no exception, as Cosmopolitan reported. Once on the show, contestants are surrounded by what Bachelor director Ken Fuchs calls his army. Teams of cameramen, lighting techs, soundmen, and production assistants staying vigilant for anything approximating drama. Cosmo also revealed that the juiciest storylines often only become evident once the show's editors start combing through months of footage. It's during this editing process that the powers that be assess who will capture hearts, who will be the villain, and who will provide comedic relief amid all the made-for-TV drama.
Wow. I feel powerful.
In an interview with the Daily Beast, former contestant Leslie Hughes observed, "From watching it from day one, there wasn't a lot of diversity. Contestants were always Caucasian, blonde, blue eyes. It was always the same." Though Rachel Lindsay made history in 2017 when she was cast as the show's first Black Bachelorette, there has yet to be a Black Bachelor. In 2018, rumors began swirling that Wills Reed, a contestant from Becca Kufrin's season of The Bachelorette, would be chosen for the role. However, former football player Colton Underwood was ultimately cast as the Bachelor for the 23rd season. Hopefully, the franchise will diversify itself sooner rather than later. Those rose ceremonies aren't nearly as romantic as they appear. According to former Bachelor Sean Lowe, producers tell the leads who to pick first and who to make sweat it out. In his book, For the Right Reasons, Lowe revealed, "The Bachelor producers put the most obvious choices first so that drama builds towards the end of the ceremony with the rest of the women who are unsure of their status." As if anticipation isn't exhausting enough, Lowe also revealed that actually filming the rose ceremonies takes forever. While they may last a total of 5 minutes on TV, Lowe wrote that one of his rose ceremonies didn't end until 6 o'clock in the morning. Those long hours could possibly explain this infamous Bachelor blunder.
Katie, I accidentally called out the wrong name, but I would like to extend to you the option of staying.
I'll stay and see how things go. Sure. Thank you.
In the reality TV world, tears equal drama, and drama equals good television. So it should come as no surprise that producers will do anything to get the tears to flow.
I know that the spirit of my dog Lucy is gonna help me on this journey.
Former Bachelor producer Sarah Gertrude Shapiro revealed in The New Yorker that her job was to get the contestants to open up to her and then give them terrible advice, a tactic she referred to as complicated manipulation through friendship. Shapiro, who went on to create the Lifetime drama Unreal based on her Bachelor experiences, also described the lengths she would go to get a contestant to cry in the limo after being eliminated. "I'd have arranged with the driver to have a certain song play just until I got a shot of her crying, then cut the music so I could start the interview. They'd often tell us to drive up and down the 405 until the girls cried, and not to come home if we didn't get tears because we'd be fired." If you thought the mansion where the Bachelor and Bachelorette received their suitors was a set created by ABC, you were wrong. It turns out that the mansion outside Los Angeles belongs to an actual family who rents their home to Bachelor producers twice a year for it to be turned into a singles paradise. When it was reported that the famous mansion had caught fire during the 2018 California wildfires, fans and contestants alike mourned the long-standing Bachelor staple. However, according to the mansion's owner, Marshall Harridan, the show will go on. Harridan told Us Weekly, "We've already talked and it's not going to interrupt the show. The damage up around the house is minimal, which will get back to shape real quick with our crew." If you're a Bachelor fan, you know that Neil Lane has been on hand for the majority of the show's run to provide a bevy of larger-than-life, sparkling diamond engagement rings.
It's very big.
But what happens to the ring if a couple decides to call it quits? According to Entertainment Tonight, if a Bachelor couple splits before the 2-year mark of their engagement, the ring is required to be turned over to production. Apparently, Neil Lane doesn't even have a say in the matter. The designer told Stylecaster, "I make rings hoping that people stay together forever, but after they get the ring, I don't have a say in it. And what happens after that, I don't know. Where the ring goes, I don't really know. I just say it goes to ring heaven." Audiences went bananas in 2015 when Bachelorette Caitlin Bristowe admitted to sleeping with then-contestant Nick Viall.
Everybody has their opinions, and no matter what I did throughout the season, people will have their opinions, so...
While it's safe to say that Bristowe and Viall were not the first contestants to sleep together, the revelation led to a slew of questions about the show's attitude towards sex, like if precautions were being taken to ensure any sex happening behind closed doors on the show was safe. Though former contestant Courtney Robertson alleged that there were no condoms on her fantasy suite date, host Chris Harrison told the Huffington Post in a 2015 interview that the show does encourage safe sex.
Always safe, yes. Anything you need to have safe sex, we definitely promote that.
The Bachelor's Hannah-Ann Sluss has been making waves on TV as a contestant vying for Peter Weber's heart and grabbing viewers' attention after winning the First Impression Rose. But there's more to this Southern Belle than you've seen on TV. Here are some things you may not know about Hannah-Ann. Like many of the contestants on The Bachelor before her, Hannah-Ann had a successful modeling career before she became one of the show's stars. For one, she signed with the Miami-based modeling company Next in 2018, according to a post on her Instagram page. She wrote in the caption, "So many years of hard work and perseverance has paid off. Thank you to every person that has helped me along the way." Before that, Hannah-Ann was the face of an ad campaign for the fast food chain Sonic, which she shared in a post on Facebook. She's also done modeling for Closet Candy Boutique, repped the 2018 spring collection for Vanity Fair, and graced the bottle of Downy fabric softener, according to Cosmopolitan. And if you dig a little bit deeper, you'll find out that Hannah-Ann has been a contestant in beauty pageants thanks to the Bachelor spoiler extraordinaire, Reality Steve. It became readily apparent that Hannah-Ann was a contender for Peter's heart when he gave her the First Impression Rose, and followed that by locking lips for some serious smooching. And while some fans might think Hannah-Ann was a bit much out of the gate, or that she simply came on too strong by repeatedly interrupting Peter's time with the other ladies, Peter clearly felt differently about her approach. In an interview with Cosmopolitan, he gushed, "I'm really turned on by someone who is persistent and who shows me, especially in that kind of atmosphere, that they're there for me and how excited they are for me." Her intention just was so obvious from the very beginning and throughout the night.
That girl knew exactly what she wanted coming into this and never let me question that.
Peter wasn't just happy that someone was super into him, he genuinely liked Hannah-Ann beyond her persistent courting. He added, "Every time she came back, I got a smile on my face, got the butterflies. It was a pretty easy choice." On top of starring on The Bachelor and strutting her stuff as a model, Hannah-Ann has also appeared in a country music video. You can find her playing the gorgeous girl at the bar in singer Chris Lane's video for I Don't Know About You. Lane and Hannah-Ann's characters meet at a bar, compete at karaoke and pool, and eventually flee when pursued by a police officer. But in the end, just before they can share a kiss, the police officer returns, and it's revealed that it's actually her father. If you thought Lane looked familiar, that's because he's no stranger to the Bachelor family. According to an article in People magazine, Lane married Lauren Bushnell in 2019 after her engagement to Ben Higgins came to an end. Sometimes Bachelor Nation can be a seriously small world. You might not know it from seeing her on The Bachelor, but Hannah-Ann has undergone plastic surgery in the past. She chose to have a breast augmentation done in order to make her form look more feminine. In a post on her doc's Instagram page in 2018, she admitted that when she got the procedure 4 years prior, she was very anxious about it.
I had never had any work done before, and I was really nervous because, this is plastic surgery and I wanted it to look as natural as possible.
While Hannah-Ann may be an open book about why she chose to go under the knife, it's not something she wants to talk about with everyone she meets. In the video, she went on to admit that she didn't want her results to be too noticeable and hoped it would appear as if she was growing naturally with age. In the Meet the Contestants live stream broadcast on December 16, 2019, eager fans of The Bachelor were introduced to Hannah Ann by host Chris Harrison. In the broadcast, he teased viewers about all of the drama Hannah Ann got herself tangled up in over the course of the season, and he said that she had quite a backbone. Harrison also revealed that Hannah Ann was introduced to Bachelor Nation by Bachelor in Paradise alum Hannah G. But what Harrison didn't share is that the pair are actually quite close and have been friends for quite some time. Hannah G turned up in one of Hannah Ann's Instagram posts in the summer of 2018, and the following year, she appeared in one of Hannah Ann's Facebook posts, both of them all smiles. Hannah Ann wrote in the caption, "Life is better with true friends, especially a friend that you have dance parties with in your hotel room. Love you, Smurf." Some contestants on The Bachelor, like Colton Underwood for example, have openly admitted to not having dated much when they appear on the show, even if they feel, in hindsight, like parts of their inexperience was a bit overplayed. But the vast majority of people who star on The Bachelor have been in long-term relationships before moving into the mansion. Hannah Ann had a serious significant other for a long time before she decided to make a play for Peter's heart. According to a post on her Facebook page, she had a relationship that lasted for at least 4 years with a fellow named Ben Taylor, and by the looks of it, Taylor was a perfect gentleman, someone Hannah Ann claimed has a heart of gold. Taylor last turned up in Hannah Ann's social media posts in February of 2018. One thing that Hannah Ann and Peter have in common is that even though they're both over the age of 18 and more than capable of living on their own, after all, one of them is a model and one of them is a pilot, they both still live at home. They're both super close with their families, and neither one was in a rush to move out of the house. Hannah Ann has documented the importance of her family on social media, sharing just how much the people in her life matter to her. In one post on her Instagram page, she wrote alongside a pic with her fam, "Life is best when shared with the people that mean the most to you." In another post featuring a snap with her sister, she wrote, "I won the sister lottery with this one." Hannah Ann has also taken to social media on multiple occasions to celebrate her friends, who she's clearly grateful for as well. Speaking of family, it turns out that Hannah Ann looks a lot like her grandmother on her mother's side. She made a note of this in a post on her Facebook page, in which she shared a picture of her grandmother as a young woman. Hannah Ann wrote in the caption, "Didn't know my grandma was my twin until today." It's not hard to see the resemblance. They share a similar complexion, jawline, cheekbone structure, and nose shape. Several of Hannah Ann's friends and family members agreed, echoing their affirmation in the comments. One person wrote, "You could be twins." Another commented, "You're your grandma's mini-me." One admirer gushed, "Wow, beauty runs in your family." Another Facebook user also pointed out Hannah Ann's resemblance to another one of her family members, writing, "You are your mother's twin as well, not just your grandmother's." If you couldn't already tell by looking at her, staying healthy and toned is something that's very important to Hannah Ann. That's something she confirmed in a post on her Facebook page, in which she promoted a beverage with vitamins and collagen, writing in the caption, "Create healthy habits, not restrictions. Eating clean and staying fit can be a long-term lifestyle change, not a short-term diet." That's not all Hannah Ann does to stay fit either, as she gave her Instagram followers a hint about what her exercise routine looks like. Alongside a pic of her jogging in Scottsdale, Arizona, she wrote, "Morning run with a beautiful view of the mountains." As for what Hannah Ann likes to eat, judging by her social media posts, fruit is a favorite. In one Facebook post, she toasted a fellow diner with guava juice in front of a pineapple stuffed with fruit, writing, "A cup of guava juice a day keeps the worries away." One of the first things that Peter shared with the public when he returned home for filming his season of The Bachelor was an Instagram snap of him and his dog. He wrote in the caption, "Just got back from 2 months of the most insane journey ever. Told my boy everything and he can't believe it." As it turns out, Hannah Ann is quite the dog person too, and she's documented this multiple times over the years on her social media accounts. For one, she mourned the loss of her dog Bella on Facebook back in 2018, her faithful companion of 13 years. She wrote in the caption, "Rest in peace, Bella. Thank you for the 13 years of amazing memories. I will miss you eating my strawberry plants and bringing you home leftover steak from Outback. Love and miss you forever, Big B." Earlier that year, she posted a picture of a super cute puppy who was trying to distract her from her schoolwork. Then, in May of 2019, she shared a selfie with a dog she sees when she's, in her words, home for the week. That's not even the full extent of it either, as somehow Hannah Ann always manages to find a dog to pet. She wrote in yet another social media post, "All you need in life is love and a dog. Am I right or what?" One thing that's abundantly clear when you look at the social media posts of Hannah Ann is that she travels a lot. That's not just because she was a contestant on The Bachelor either. Her modelling work has required her to fly to shoots in some seriously swanky-looking locations. For example, in March of 2019, Hannah Ann got to spend time in Hawaii, according to a post on her Instagram page. She wrote in the caption, "This week I got to pretend to be Moana in Maui and Kauai. Wishing I could stay longer in beautiful Hawaii. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to travel and work with such genuinely kind people." Hannah Ann has also shared snaps from other sweet locales, such as Malibu, California, Miami Beach, Florida, Atlantis Paradise Island in the Bahamas, and Carmel by the Sea, California. So while she might be a Knoxville girl at heart, she's also quite a traveler. Reality Steve spilled the tea on who was salty backstage after the winner of one group date competition was announced. Referring to the fashion show challenge, he revealed in a tweet back in September 2019, when it was all over and Hannah had won, Kelsey was called over by production to the back. Thinking it may seem like since Kelsey was a former pageant winner, she has an issue with Hannah winning. Was told Kelsey was not a fan of Hannah. A lot of eye rolling. Sounds like a pretty tense scene. If that's really how things went down during taping, it wouldn't be too surprising. Hannah Ann and Kelsey certainly had their fair share of confrontation throughout the season, most notably in what's been deemed Champagne-gate.
The Bachelor's Victoria Fuller made her reality TV debut on season 24 of the ABC series and made a name for herself as one of the most controversial contestants in Bachelor Nation. But there's a lot that fans don't know about her. Here's the truth about Victoria F. On October 28, 2019, Bachelor blogger and longtime spoiler of the show, Steve Carbone, took to his Reality Steve blog to report some shocking allegations regarding Victoria's reputation. He wrote, "I can honestly say in all my years doing this, I have never had so many negative stories and as many people contact me about one person than I have this season with Victoria Fuller." The blogger told readers that he had started receiving emails in September 2019 allegedly calling Victoria out for being romantically involved with married men. He added, "The info I was receiving was talking about her having done this 3 or 4 times. Carbone explained that he'd looked into the situation himself, spoken to women accusing Victoria of breaking up their marriages, and found it to be true. In another bombshell revelation, Carbone even alleged that the wives of the men in question had actually been friends with Victoria. He wrote, "If Victoria didn't do this, I wouldn't report it. She did. Ask the other women involved whose marriages were affected by Victoria's relationship with their then-husbands." Of course, these claims have not been confirmed by Victoria herself. While nearly every season of The Bachelor features at least one polarizing, controversial contestant, the backlash against that contestant usually doesn't happen until the season's underway. However, in Victoria's case, pre-season spoilers and rumors regarding her reputation and previous relationships resulted in the Virginia native feeling the need to make a case for herself via social media. On November 22, 2019, Victoria took to Instagram to defend herself against disparaging remarks, posting a photo with her dog and writing, in part, "The rumors you are hearing are false. There will be a time and place where I can defend myself, but for now, I choose to wait." Continuing with her caption, Victoria said the bullying she'd received online was neither okay nor fair, and alleged that the people speaking negatively of her reputation were casting judgment and basing opinions upon pure speculation, assumptions, and lies. In the 4th episode of Peter's Bachelor season, the pilot asked Victoria to join him on a one-on-one date in Cleveland, Ohio, with a date card that mentioned letting their love soar to new heights. While she was excited for some alone time with Peter, Victoria expressed concern about the possibility of having been chosen for a skydiving date. In fact, she nearly refused to get out of the car when she arrived. However, when Bachelor Nation sleuths unearthed a 2014 Instagram photo featuring Victoria on an apparent skydiving excursion, some fans began to call the contestants' fear of heights into question. One viewer tweeted, "If you're going to go on the show and say you're scared of heights, don't have a pic of you skydiving on social media." During the 5th episode, Victoria was chosen, along with several other contestants, to join Peter in the Costa Rican jungle for a once-in-a-lifetime cosmopolitan photo shoot. After making a bold move and kissing him during the shoot, Victoria was chosen by Cosmopolitan editor Jessica Pels to be featured on the digital cover of the magazine's March 2020 issue. This wasn't Victoria's first time modeling. In fact, as hardcore Bachelor fans discovered during a social media deep dive, she once modeled for an ad campaign for a reported marlin conservation organization featuring the slogan, "White Lives Matter." Not surprisingly, the controversial modeling gig ultimately cost Victoria her magazine cover prize. In a statement published on Monday, February 3, 2020, Pels wrote, "Unequivocally, the White Lives Matter movement does not reflect the values of the Cosmo brand. Ultimately, what felt right was choosing not to publish the digital cover on our website or social feeds, and simply being honest with you, the audience we respect, about what happened and where we stand." The Bachelor has never shied away from using former flames to spark some made-for-TV drama. No one knows this better than Peter, whose season was nearly overshadowed by his lingering feelings for his ex, former Bachelorette Hannah Brown, who appeared on his season twice. However, perhaps the most shocking of appearances happened during Peter's first one-on-one date with Victoria, as the contestant just so happened to have a history with the date's surprise musical guest, country star Chase Rice. Explaining her connection to Rice, Victoria confessed to Peter that she had dated Rice and broken up with him. However, according to Rice, her description of their relationship was grossly exaggerated. He told Entertainment Tonight, "She was just a girl that I hung out with one time." While Victoria told a Bachelor producer that Rice had asked her not to go on The Bachelor, the country singer denied having any negative feelings about her relationship with Peter, explaining, "We knew going on there that she was going to be on the show." While Victoria is undoubtedly a controversial figure within Bachelor Nation, her on-screen chemistry with Peter is palpable. There's no question the pilot had major feelings for her while filming season 24, and according to a post-Bachelor interview, Peter thinks very highly of the contestant. During a Build series interview on February 4th, Peter was asked to comment on the controversy surrounding Victoria's scandalous modeling gig that led Cosmopolitan to pull her cover.
All I can speak on is the time I was able to spend with Victoria throughout this experience, and I truly enjoyed my experience with her.
Peter went on to call Victoria a good person with a lot of endearing qualities, and hoped viewers would be able to take it easy on her.
I just hope that people can form their opinion on her based off what they see, between the two of us and her time on the show. She's not perfect. I'm not perfect. No one's perfect.
To audiences, it's always seemed like Bachelor host Chris Harrison is chummy with pretty much everyone who passes through the Bachelor mansion. This is especially the case for the leads of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, since Harrison gets to know them pretty well over all those weeks of filming. While this holds true for most of the beloved Bachelors and Bachelorettes over the years, Harrison may not be quite as easygoing as he seems. It turns out he does have a limit. Considering just how long The Bachelor has been on the air, it's kind of surprising that there's only one Bachelor Harrison didn't click with. In an interview with Us Weekly, Harrison dished on the one Bachelor he couldn't get along with, admitting, "Really, the only one I think I had a hard time getting along with was Charlie O'Connell back in the day." Charlie O'Connell is the brother of actor Jerry O'Connell, and he starred in The Bachelor's 7th season back in 2005. Harrison was also quick to explain that he had no beef with the one-time Bachelor, saying he admitted he was going through some issues with himself at the time. "We didn't dislike each other at all. It just didn't blend. That's bound to happen after 18 years and dozens of people. You get along with some better than others." This isn't the first time that Harrison has dished on the tension between him and O'Connell. In a 2017 appearance on Live with Kelly, Harrison talked about the strained relationship between him and the former Bachelor, saying, "So here's the thing, after 15 years, 30-some odd people that have been through this show, there are people I get along with better than others."
Charlie and I, he was just East Coast, me, Southern kid.
Yeah.
It was like oil and water. We just didn't get along.
Even back then, Harrison was adamant about not disliking the reality star.
He was at a difficult point in his life, a little tumultuous.
Yeah.
He's come back from that, thankfully, but yeah, we just didn't really spend any time together.
O'Connell's personal life remained tumultuous even after his Bachelor season wrapped. He gave his final rose to Sarah Bryce, along with a promise ring. The couple dated on and off, breaking up in 2007 before getting back together the following year. On 2009's The Bachelor, The Women Tell All, Bryce revealed that O'Connell's excessive drinking led to their breakup. According to Reality TV World, she explained, "A lot of it had to do with a little bit of the drinking that he was doing, and I kind of didn't really appreciate it and respond well to it." While they seemed happy at the time, with O'Connell saying he hadn't had a drink in 2 years, the couple broke up for good in 2010. O'Connell told People, "I think it was a mutual breakup. The thing is that we dated for 5 years, and we're just arguing over the same things and stuff like that, and then eventually you've got to go your separate ways." Things seem to be going better for O'Connell more recently. In 2018, he married Playboy playmate Anna Sophia Berglund, according to People magazine. Fortunately, there's no tension on the current season of The Bachelor. Harrison seems to be getting along much better with season lead Peter Weber.
What we look for is story. You're looking for a good story.
Weber certainly has a story that audiences are already invested in after having had his heart broken on the last season of The Bachelorette by Hannah Brown.
He's that all-American guy next door. He has these great parents who have this great example of what love is. And, he's a pilot, he makes money, he's got it all. He needs the woman.
Harrison also gushed about this season's Bachelor to Us Weekly, saying, "He's that guy that the show is based on. He's the guy that seemingly has everything. Good looking, good career, sweet. He has this amazing family. He just hasn't fallen in love yet."
As one of the longest-running reality television shows ever, you've probably had the opportunity to meet hundreds of contestants on The Bachelor. Some of the women who've competed for love haven't changed much at all, but you might not even be able to recognize others. Here are some examples of contestants who've changed in multiple ways. Just as Colton Underwood revealed his virginity status on national television, so did Ashley Iaconetti in season 19. She first told some of the fellow contestants on the show and then revealed the news to The Bachelor himself.
I said it to Crystal's on that season, and I have to be honest, I didn't think that he thought it was very attractive.
She went on to say that she felt their relationship had changed after that moment.
I think he stopped looking at me as a sexual object at that point.
Still, she thinks it really shouldn't be, quote, such a big deal and wasn't a reason to end a relationship. In the end, Iaconetti did end up finding love on reality television, just not on The Bachelor. The former contestant met Jared Haybon on Bachelor in Paradise instead, and the two plan to get married in August 2019. During Corinne Olympios' time on The Bachelor season 21, she was labeled a villain.
I'm starting to get the vibe that girls are having an issue with me.
After revealing on the show that she had a nanny who takes care of her at 24 years of age, her fellow contestants were shocked to say the least. While it's hard to know if the star has changed internally, fans have noticed some changes to her physical appearance in the years following her TV debut. When Olympios shared a selfie on Instagram in December 2018, comments rolled in asking if she had had plastic surgery and suggested that she had botched lips. One fan wrote, "You were my favorite on Bachelor. I thought you were the prettiest. Please stop messing with your face." Ouch. When she shared another picture of herself in February 2019, the comments that came in were much the same. The following month, Olympios addressed some of her fans' comments and shared a picture confirming that she had a non-surgical procedure to change the appearance of her chin and jawline. However, she didn't address her fans' speculations about other procedures. Kristen Whitney, a former contestant on The Bachelor season 21, wrote to her followers on Instagram in January 2019. "I don't know about you, but in my 27 years, my body has taken on many shapes and forms. Hormones change, metabolism changes, lifestyle changes, but what I can control to remain the same is my mindset." Since vying for Nick Viall's heart on the show, Whitney said she stopped being preoccupied with perfection and has upped her exercise regimen. And she doesn't care if you don't like it. She captioned another Instagram selfie. "The other day, a dude on Instagram said I look manly because I had too much leg muscle. So I squatted 20 times harder and ran 2 extra miles. Don't tell me what to be or who to be. I won't fit in your box." That's right, girl. You do you. After becoming yet another contestant dubbed a villain, Crystal Nielsen from The Bachelor season 22 told Entertainment Tonight that she had dealt with serious growing pains and made some big changes since her time on the show.
Yeah, I burned a lot of sage, girl.
Did you?
I burned a lot of sage.
You saged what, yourself? Your
My
house?
soul.
What?
I have saged everything.
When asked if she had grown since competing for Ari's heart, Nielsen admitted that she had.
Feedback is the way that I grow, and I've received a lot of it, since the show.
All that energy cleansing must have worked. Nielsen and former Bachelorette contestant Chris Brandon met on Bachelor in Paradise and fell in love. Despite only dating for a number of weeks, the couple got engaged during the season finale. In October 2018, the pair moved in together, and as of May 2019, their relationship is still going strong. Although it hasn't been all that long since the couple's season of Bachelor in Paradise ended, Nielsen has already changed up her look in favor of a bare-faced or minimal makeup look, and we're all here for it.
Bachelor producer Julie LaPlaca has been making headlines as fans wonder who Peter Weber ends up with. Is there a possible romance between Weber and LaPlaca? Here's the truth about Weber's potential behind-the-scenes love interest. While the results of many Bachelor and Bachelorette seasons are spoiled by Steve Carbone via his popular Bachelor blog Reality Steve, Peter Weber's season proved to be too puzzling to solve. Instead, Bachelor Nation fans were forced to try and sleuth out the much-anticipated ending themselves. And in February 2020, one fan took to Reddit to reveal their personal theory about Weber's Bachelor finale, writing, "I feel 98% confident that Peter winds up with the producer Julie LaPlaca." After listing their reasons for thinking a romance could have blossomed between Weber and LaPlaca, including Weber being spotted in the background of LaPlaca's New Year's Eve picture, the Bachelor fan continued, "Weber doesn't even seem a little bit in love with any of the contestants yet. Not crazy since they don't get a ton of time together, but he gets a ton of time with his producer. My guess is that LaPlaca leaves because she doesn't want to see him get engaged to someone else, and he winds up going after her." Steve Carbone, however, was quick to shut down rumors of a Weber-LaPlaca romance. Linking a Women's Health article about the rumors surrounding LaPlaca and Weber, Carbone tweeted, "Gonna make this as simple as possible for everyone, since it's all I get asked now. This rumor is garbage. There's absolutely nothing to this. It makes zero sense, and people are desperately grasping at straws because the ending isn't out yet. Hope that clears things up." Rob Mills, ABC's Senior Vice President of Alternative Series, Specials, and Late Night Programming, made the careful choice to play coy when asked about the relationship between LaPlaca and Weber. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight, Mills addressed the rumor, saying, "Well, I hate to get in the way of a good rumor, so I'm not going to confirm or deny about whether he ends up with a producer. I don't know how we'd ever top that, though." Bachelor Nation host Chris Harrison loves Bachelor drama just as much as the fans. So instead of squashing these latest rumors, he added a little fuel to the fire with an Instagram photo featuring himself alongside Weber and LaPlaca on February 17, 2020. He told Access,
I'll just say this, it's an intimate relationship. You spend that much time together, we all get close.
That's a resounding yes, kid.
Sometimes, sometimes those lines get blurred.
Photos from Julie LaPlaca's Instagram seemingly show she was in a long-term relationship with producer Joe Grano for years. On February 9, 2015, LaPlaca even took to Instagram to post a sweet birthday message to Grano, writing, "Happy birthday to my main squeeze, partner in crime, and best friend." Grano has been largely absent from her Instagram since July 2017, when LaPlaca posted a picture of the two of them taken in Italy. According to Steve Carbone, LaPlaca and Grano were actually engaged for a period of time. But contrary to the rumors, LaPlaca didn't break off her engagement to Grano for Weber. Bachelor fans may not have heard of Julie LaPlaca before rumors about her and The Bachelor started swirling, but the producer has been making a career for herself in the television industry for quite some time. According to LaPlaca's LinkedIn, she graduated from the Fashion Institute of Technology with a degree in Advertising and Marketing Communications in 2007. From there, LaPlaca worked jobs as a marketing associate, audience coordinator, and field associate producer before finally landing a major gig as a producer for the popular CBS show The Doctors. In 2014, LaPlaca joined NZK Productions as a producer for The Bachelor. Once the rumors surrounding the relationship between LaPlaca and The Bachelor began picking up steam, fans started searching social media for clues about the pair they might have missed. On January 2, 2020, Peter Weber's father posted a picture featuring the Webers, LaPlaca, and her mother sharing a meal at Carmine's Italian restaurant in New York City, captioning it, "New Year's Eve lunch with the gang at Carmine's." While the picture seems innocent enough, some fans took it to mean Weber and LaPlaca were already at the hangout with the parents stage of their rumored relationship. However, other Bachelor fans didn't understand the commotion. One Reddit user asked, "Do you really think if this theory were true, they'd even be taking pictures together? Give Julie some credit, she is a professional." On February 20th, 2020, Page Six posted an exclusive video reportedly showing LaPlaca and The Bachelor enjoying a glass of wine while laughing and dancing in their seats at the Stonehouse Winery in Westlake Village, California. According to the publication, the winery isn't far from the house in which Weber and his parents live. While Weber and LaPlaca certainly seem to be having a great time together in the short clip, the two weren't on some romantic one-on-one date. A woman who appears to be Weber's mother, Barbara Weber, can be seen sitting across from LaPlaca and The Bachelor, laughing along with the two with a glass of wine in hand. Obviously, while his Bachelor season is still in the process of airing, Peter Weber is not at liberty to say whether or not the rumors about himself and LaPlaca are true. As any reality TV lover knows, rumors about a vicious love affair involving the show's leading man and a producer are bound to draw people to their television screens on Monday nights to see how Weber's season of The Bachelor all plays out. However, Weber did briefly address the rumors in a February 2020 interview with Entertainment Tonight before filming the Women Tell All special. Discussing the various theories surrounding his highly anticipated Bachelor season finale and who he's engaged to now, if anyone at all, Weber told ET, "A lot of people think it's Hannah Brown now coming in. It's possibly Jules LaPlaca. Who knows? There's so many choices." Jules? That's adorable.